So since the beginning of the year, I've been hearing from you on the phone and on the text line about how you're worried about where Montreal is headed. And even yesterday with Glenn Castanera of Montreal Centre-Ville, there was a lot to be worried about. So I wanted to have the opinion of an opposition council member, and I immediately thought of this one. Benoit Langevin is a Pierrefonds-Roxboro City Councilor and Youth and Homelessness Spokesperson at Ensemble Montreal, and he joins me now. Benoit, thank you so much for your time, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, David.
Thank you. So, first of all, being a city councilor from the Pierrefonds-Roxboro borough, what have you heard since December about the worst tax increase in the entire city being in Pierrefonds-Roxboro?
Obviously, our citizens are concerned. I mean, it's an increase that is not respectful of our resident. It obviously didn't take into consideration the tax evaluation role, and because of that, we were super increased in the big scheme of things. When you do the calculation of all the 19 boroughs, we were heavily affected by this decision that the Plante administration made on us, and it's sad because we do have elders living in dwellings that are living paycheck to paycheck on bungalows, and I mean, this is going directly in their budget for food.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, in terms of the file you're responsible for as the opposition, Ensemble Montreal, homelessness and youth, you've done a lot of work. You've been very active on homelessness. I've seen you on social media. You've been talking about it, asking questions at City Council. Do you see any movement in 2024 from the Plante administration? I'll frame it in this way. In Toronto and in Vancouver, housing starts are up 20, 30, 40% even compared to 2022, while in Montreal in 2023, housing starts were like at 20 and 30-year lows. So a lot of people are saying it's the red tape that's the problem, and to get even affordable housing off the ground. What do you plan on doing as a member of the opposition to push Projet Montréal to build more housing in the city?
Well, first of all, I think that social housing is a provincial responsibility. And so if the conversation that they're having with the provincial government is non-existent, I'm not too optimistic in the sense of housing, building, and creating new constructions. When it comes to new constructions, I mean, they've had the worst record in the past 6 years. I mean, the 12,000 social and affordable housing that they promised never saw the light. And we're in a situation 6 years later, in my case, asking questions every single council on social housing and homelessness. And I'm at a point where, last month and the months prior to that, I arrived with a motion and then the budget dropped. And we made some clear requests. I'll give you an example. We've asked them to go from $6 million to $12 million just to make sure that we have sufficient outreach workers because pre-pandemic versus post-pandemic, there is 40 outreach workers less than before. So when you talk about urban health and trajectory to get to housing, I mean, that's the role of the municipality in my mindset. And when we go back to housing, I mean, when you think that the city owns 80 vacant buildings and invests this year in the 10-year investment plan, deciding to just put $789,000 for the whole year, when you have 80 vacant buildings that you could use in temporary housing, in temporary shelters, have a better planning. I mean, it's like winter. It's like winter is a new thing every year with this administration. It's like there's no responsibility when it comes to homelessness towards the city. I mean, they have a 0.9 0.09% budget going to homelessness. And unfortunately, they go from, and that represents $6 million, and they go from $6 million to $6.5 million. Considering the context, considering the augmentation and food banks, considering that our shelters are full since last October, I'm really questioning, where do they take their evaluation in order to adapt their budget when it comes to this file? And I never get any answer. Whenever you ask them a question, it's always a river of activity report instead of results report, no accountability. And I find it very unfortunate because there is people that are struggling outside right now at this weather. Yeah. And I think that we have 80 vacant buildings that could get the $6 million that was last year in provision for this year. There was $6 million that was supposed to be allocated in renovation and putting those buildings up to norm in order for these facilities to be used and to be maybe used as shelter, as emergency shelter. So is Verdun. That's what they're doing with Verdun. But Verdun, again, it's just a move. It's not more housing. Considering there's an augmentation of homelessness, I just don't see where do they base their portrait, their evaluation in order to arrive with such weak budgeting and weak projection when it comes to monetary investment.
Benoit, 2024 is a pre-election year for our municipalities, for Montreal. Ensemble Montreal has a leader, Aref Salem. What are you seeing as the future of Ensemble Montreal? I mean, do you think Aref Salem will be the leader of Ensemble Montreal for the next municipal election? What's the situation right now in terms of who's going to lead Ensemble Montreal for the rematch against Valérie Plante?
Well, honestly, the future looks bright, to be honest, David, because for the first time, Ensemble Montreal is going to have a chief race. We have rules that we've just passed in resolution. Okay. So the future looks bright. We're going to mobilize membership. We're going to have a platform where people will be able to apply if they're interested in municipal politics and wants to get this administration pushed away and start fresh, start new, have Montreal again, the metropolis it should be, not only downtown core vision, but the entire island vision. As a Pierrefonds-Roxboro representative, I really have to say that I hear Projet Montréal, but I do not feel represented in any of the files, and I find it unfortunate. And I think that Montreal is 19 boroughs. It's also 15 demerged cities. There has to be a global vision, Montreal and outside of Montreal. And I feel like sometimes Montreal is treated like a village, treated like a small little town. And I think that the vision of Ensemble Montréal is being formed through the members that are joining the party. And honestly, if anyone's listening, go on our website. We have amazing, qualified, experienced elected officials and some young, energetic elected officials. So there's a nice balance between experience and energy that makes Ensemble Montréal honestly an amazing platform where there's a bright future.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, you just told me that Ensemble Montréal will organize a leadership race, a leadership convention this year?
Yep.
Okay, so do you know when will that take place in 2024? Do you know?
It will take place, right now.
In the spring or in the fall? I mean, if it's going to be.
We were kind of surprised with the Il Bizarre by-election that we had. So our planning kind of got rushed and pushed around. So I can't be clear on a date, but there's definitely going to be announcement in that sense.
So there's going to be an open race to lead Ensemble Montréal in the next election.
I mean, if people want to submit their application, they can write to the party. They can send their CV. Yeah. We have started to get some, David.
Really?
And I have to be honest. I mean, some people, they're interested in having a brand new platform, a new vision for our metropolis, have like a real vision for the city of Montreal and its globality and its challenges. So honestly, I'm very optimistic, David.
All right. Well, we'll follow that very closely. Benoit Langevin, thank you very much for your time, and all the best for 2024.
My pleasure, David. Take care.
Take care. Well, a bit of news here. We have the confirmation from an Ensemble Montreal city councilor that there will be a leadership race for the lead of Ensemble Montreal in 2024, gearing up for the municipal election in 2025. So very interesting. So Benoit Langevin, Pierrefonds-Roxboro city councilor and Youth and Homelessness Spokesperson at Ensemble Montreal, just confirming this. So a little bit of news here. A leadership race for Ensemble Montreal to be followed very closely in 2024.